Howdy, Facebook friends. Phil Simbarg with a lesson from Stick tonight. This is not me talking. This is going to be Stick talking. Well, let me start out with me talking. Everybody has got holes in their game, no matter how good you are. There's going to be certain elements of your game where you have a problem. This kind of play, and this particular play, was a problem for me. I got it wrong. Before I go any further, it's a unlimited game, cube in the center, red to play 3-2. What's your play? Okay, obviously there are two possible plays that make sense. One is to anchor up, make your opponent's 5 point, and another is to hit. Which play did you make? Well, over the board, I am embarrassed to admit that I made quite a blunder. I hit. I thought hitting was the right play. I thought you put a third checker back. I thought these checkers weren't under that much threat after you hit, and I've sort of been programmed to hit. Hitting is fun, as my old friend Dean Munch used to always say. Hitting is fun. He also thought cubing was fun too, but at any rate, hitting is quite a blunder. The top two plays, of course, the top play is to make both points, make the 5 point and make this point. And when you don't hit, whether you hit these two plays when you roll it out are close. Whether you bring two down when you hit, or whether you hit and safety a checker, they're close. It doesn't matter. The key thing is whether or not you make your opponent's 5 point and your 10 point, or whether you hit. And hitting is very, very wrong here. And I really wasn't that sure when I made the play, but I chose hitting. And after I looked at it, like I tell my students to do, I tried to make up a good story to why XG's play is right. And I was having some problem with the story, of coming up with the logic and the reasoning behind it, because again, you're not going to remember every checker play. You're not going to remember every position. But if you can learn the lesson behind it, if you can learn why instead of what, then you're more likely to get this play right and other plays like it right in the future. And I couldn't really come up with a great story here. I wasn't sure why we would play a holding game / priming game as opposed to a hitting / racing game. And I really wasn't sure how to use game plan to get to the right play here. So I did what I often do when I'm stumped. I send it to Stick or to Perry, John O'Hagan, or David Rockwell. Those are my four partners in the Mind Game Center, where we teach backgammon together, and they are all incredibly good. I'm incredibly good at a few things myself, and they have holes in their games where maybe I can help them once in a while, although I'm not sure I can help Stick and John O'Hagan and Perry and David that much. They're all four such great players, but the point is we help each other. I help them put together lessons and game plans, and they help me think because their minds are better than mine, quite frankly. Well, Stick wrote me back a very, very good explanation. I have his permission to use it, and I'm going to just tell you what he said. You have two choices. You can hit or not hit. When you hit, you have a small racing lead. You're leaving 3 blots around the board. You have no anchor, and what you're going to be dying to do your next turn is hope that he doesn't roll a joker from the bar, and hope that you can anchor up. The more likely scenario is you're going to get hit loose. So that's what happens after you hit. When you don't hit, you're in about an even race. You have no blots. You make 2 useful points. You make your 10-point, which is a nice blocking and building point, and you're making his 5-point, which now he can't make, which is a real important reason to make the 5-point, and he can't attack you there. And you can take your best advantage on the next turn by breaking your midpoint and using those builders to make new points and to continue making an excellent priming game. Well, if you look at the numbers, if you hit, you win a few more gammons than by not hitting. If you hit, you lose a few more gammons than by not hitting. But if you don't hit, you win more games. And one of the great sayings that Stick uses quite a bit, and he's used it in lectures and in a lot of articles, when in doubt, make the DMP play, or make the play that you would make if gammons didn't matter. Make the play that simply wins the most games. And your eyeball should allow you, if you study this properly, to see that you're simply just going to win more games by not hitting. And with gammons having a value that are half as great as the value of winning and losing the game, especially when the cube is in the middle and you really even can't even get gammoned because of the Jacobi rule in an unlimited game until the cube is turned, this screams at making the point instead of hitting. But I wanted you to hear Stick's thinking and hear what one of the top players in the world, how he goes about making the decision in a play like this. I hope this helps you. It certainly has helped me. I'll probably get it wrong again the next time, and the third or fourth time that I get it wrong, maybe it'll sink in, and maybe I'll start making this play right in the future. I like to think that if I analyzed it longer, I might have gotten the right play, but I have to be honest with you. I think I was going to hit here most of the time until I had this lesson. I hope it's made you a better player too. See you next time. Bye-bye.